Well, we'll start where I left off. This is the new installed motor mount. The other one had gone bad, and I had to reinstall the power steering lines. See that bracket right there? That one's the only real pain. There's a clip that goes around the two lines, if you can see them down there. And to get to that clip on, it's easiest just do it from beneath. Also, when you're doing this installation, when you get to the power steering bracket adjustment, the best thing to do there is also install those two bolts from below as well. Just find it easier. I got the cruise control back in. I just need to finish media blasting the valve cover so I can get the rest of this buttoned up on top. The heat shield's back on the exhaust here, and I've moved my efforts downstream. If you saw my video on the engine support, you would have seen that there was a dent in the oil pan, and so to facilitate getting the oil pan off, I went ahead and left the crank pulley off, and I'll put those bolts on and everything else later. But as you can see, you can actually have quite a bit of room in here if you just get in here and bolt up some of the things from below. As you can see, I've got the exhaust off now, and I also pulled one of the cross members. Put the light on here for you. So, as you can see, there's the front exhaust. So you need to unbolt those two nuts, and then there's also the oil cooler lines will have to be replaced. And then the pan itself has a dent. Looks like somebody may have actually just ran over something. Doesn't look like it was jacked up. So in order to get the pan off, you got to take off the transfer case, and that's where it was sitting. And once I got the transfer case off, I was able to determine that it wasn't the transfer case that was leaking, but it was the half shaft seal. So got that on order. And now I need to pull the shield on the starter and get the starter out, get that bracket out for the transmission support, and then I can pop the pan out. So that's where we are now. While I had the exhaust out, I went ahead and installed the two new O2 sensors. So there's the downstream front, and there's the downstream rear O2 sensors. Have to replace all the gaskets, obviously, and clean up that. Here's the transfer case, and as you can see, it's filthy from top to bottom. So that's what led me to believe that it wasn't the transfer case that was leaking, and I couldn't really see the leak until I pulled it. So verified it was the seal. So this will all have to be cleaned up. On the transfer case, this is where you fill it from, this bolt right here, and then the drain is, let's see if we can turn this over, is directly on the bottom. So be careful with them, and I always lubricate them before I reinstall them. The fill should be a ½ inch below the bottom of the hole. And then on the O2 sensors, just be careful when you pull the exhaust before you do that you run, and make sure you get all these connectors disconnected from the frame. They're secured along the subframe. So there we are. If you like these videos, subscribe, and the next video will show the oil pan hopefully off, the starter out, and actually all going back together again. So hope you enjoy the videos. Subscribe if you do, and stay tuned.